Today's head-on is the peace dance. The subhead-on says, the most engaging of Indian ceremonies described. It says, the dance of the Calumet, or pipe of peace, is one of the most engaging of Indian ceremonies. While preparations are being made for this dance, all is excitement in the Indian village. Everybody talks about it. The chief bustles around, buying ribbons and beads to decorate the stem of the pipe of peace and make ready for the rites soon to be performed. The chief who is to be honored with the dance keeps within the lodge engaged in meditation and smoking the fragrant kinnikinnick. The young braves attire themselves as gorgeously as their means will permit, and the young squaws add an extra touch of vermilion to their bronzed cheeks. The day finally arrives, chosen by the principal men of the tribe for the ceremony, and about noon, the chief appears in the doors of the lodge, nicely decorated and painted for the auspicious occasion. Chanting in a low tone an invocation to the Great Spirit, and shaking their rattles, they wave their calumets with their beautiful blue stems, adorned with war eagle feathers, making their medicine first to the rising and then to the setting sun, after which they descend and enter the lodge, which is large in proportion and covered with earth. At its farther end, 4 of the principal men of the village sit engaged in ceaseless singing and drumming. Before each lie medicine sticks. 2 of them entering, immediately engage in dancing and waving their calumets and shaking their rattles. In the center is a fire, over which a kettle of buffalo meat is boiling, presided over by a chief constantly engaged in smoking kinnikinnick. These ceremonies, with little variations, are repeated incessantly for 4 days. On the 5th day, the important part of the rites begins. After an invocation from the roof of the lodge and the dance within, a procession is formed and all proceed to the prairie, carrying 2 buffalo skulls painted red. The musicians seat themselves in a long row, sing and dance and pass the calumet from one to another. The procession is then reformed and the pipe borne to the lodge of a principal chief of the tribe. After an introductory song and dance, a delegation of braves, including the musicians, depart to the lodge of the one upon whom the honor of the dance had been conferred, to conduct him to the place where the honors of the occasion awaited him. After marching several times around the fire, the honored chief is surrounded by the headmen of the tribe, musicians, and others, and an address is now made by one of the principal men, urging all before him to throw to the medicine. Each responds in turn, coming forward singly and bestowing presents of guns, blankets, calicos, scarlet and blue cloth, beads, finely worked buffalo robes, and everything within the possession of a Dakota band of Indians. When all the presents are given, the dancing ends, the music ceases, and the crowd disperses, while the chief begins to distribute among his friends the presents he has received. This dance of the Calumets is one of the most important of all the dances and medicine feasts of the North American Indians, and is always given in honor of some member of the tribe, who ever after is regarded as one of the most distinguished. By this ceremony, he is especially confided to the care of the Great Spirit, who will henceforth take particular care of and provide for all his wants. Success will attend all his efforts in the chase and on the warpath. Many scalps will hang from his girdle and adorn his lodge poles. He will steal many fine horses from his enemies. Buffalo meat will be abundant. His children will never cry for food, and he himself will forever after bear a charmed presence in battle. This article originally came from the Chicago Herald. This story came from the great state of New York. Being reported in the East Hampton Star of March 13th, 1891. Thank you for joining us today. If you want to continue to uncover all of America's lost and forgotten history, then remember before you leave to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and remember to like and comment below. And we will see you next time on Americana Archives.